Dankeschön. Bitte. Dankeschön. A vulture hovering for his prey is a veritable dove of peace compared to a German waiter expecting a tip. TIPS, T-I-P-S, to ensure prompt service. Originated by Samuel Johnson in the 18th century. I wonder if he knew what he was doing.
Bitteschön.
Dankeschön.
Excuse me, Herr, for mentioning this. It is unpardonable, I know.
What is unpardonable?
It is not for someone in my position to ask, but you see, I have a wife, children, kleine grandchildren.
Yes, I quite understand.
Oh, no. It is my pleasure to serve.
But your kleine grandchildren.
And they will never forgive me if I did not get for them the autograph of the famous, the wunderbar Simon Templar. Dankeschön.
Bitte. Is that an Napoleon brandy there?
Very fine cognac, sir.
Yes, but you talked me into it.
Good afternoon, sir.
Schnapps, please.
Of course, sir. In the lobbyman has a check room.
Leave it.
Sir.
I know there's a check room in the hotel. Just bring me my schnapps.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, who's the man with the briefcase?
Oh, his name is Voisin, sir, from England. He's very ill.
Oh, how do you know?
It was a maid who does his room. She told me.
Really? He looks healthy enough to me.
Herr Voisin, Telefon! Herr Voisin, Telefon!
Telephone, sir, the Schreiber Clinic.
Oh, tell this switchboard I'll take it in my room. Number
Yes,
12.
sir.
Hello.
Herr Voisin?
Yes, speaking.
Your call, Dr. Schreiber.
Hello, Dr. Schreiber.
Good afternoon, Mr. Voisin. I'm sorry you had to wait so long, but the specimen arrived only 2 hours ago.
Is it satisfactory?
Yes, it's perfect in every respect. We can proceed at once. You, have the money?
Would I come here without it?
It is in cash?
£250,000, yes.
Is it in sterling?
No, in Deutschmarks.
You're sure you want to go through with this?
You know I do.
Well, what I mean is, once you commit yourself, there is no turning back. Ever. You understand?
Yes, of course.
You have the pills.
Yes.
You remember what to do?
Two in a glass of water.
Yes, they react quite quickly.
All right, Dr. Schreiber. I'll be at the clinic first thing in the morning.
Fine. We'll be ready for you.
Thank you.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Good night.
How is he?
As well as can be expected.
He's afraid.
Yes, he is afraid.
But he's coming.
Tomorrow morning, as planned.
You too, doctor, are afraid.
A doctor's life is full of risks, Hans. But when one is desperate, one must take chances. There's nothing else I can do. And stop eating those apples in here.
Can I help you, Fräulein?
I asked at the reception desk for Mr. Charles Voisin. They said he was in the bar.
He's sitting here at the schnapps he just ordered. He was called to the telephone.
Oh, well, I'll wait for him.
Bitte schön, Fräulein.
Thank you. Just some coffee, please.
At once, Fräulein. Lord. Er duikt in weefsel van ruimtes down to lange culture.
Hello?
This is Mr. Voisin. Room 12. Look, get me the Schreiber clinic again, will you? It's urgent.
Yes, Mr.
Thank you. Hello?
Yes?
Dr. Schreiber.
Yes, Voisin, what is it?
Look, there's a terrible complication. A girl called Julie Harrison, she's the daughter of my business partner, has just walked into this hotel.
But how did she find you?
I've no idea.
Have you told her that you're very ill?
No, of course not.
Then I think I should. Prepare her, so to speak.
It's too dangerous.
Would it help matters if you came into the clinic now?
Yes, I think so.
I can be there in half an hour.
I'll be waiting for you.
All right, Hans and I will leave at once.
You're sure the pills are safe?
Quite safe, if you follow my instructions.
Yes, I see. Oh, and the money will be in my briefcase under the bed.
Good. Well, don't worry.
Yes.
Goodbye, Mr. Voisin.
Goodbye, Doctor.
But this girl, if she sees him, what is the difference?
At the price Mr. Voisin is paying us, he deserves our complete cooperation.
It was supposed to be tomorrow.
I'm running this clinic, not you.
Yes, Doctor.
Feeling better?
I've never been so frightened in all my life.
Accidents will happen.
I'm terribly grateful to you, Mr. Templar.
Are you staying at the hotel?
No, I've just got in from London. I'm looking for a friend.
Mr. Voisin?
How did you know?
I overheard you talking to the waiter. Why don't we both go and look for Mr. Voisin?
Who is it?
Voisin, would you open the door, please?
Who are you? What do you want?
I'm sorry to bother you. Were you by any chance on the balcony a few moments ago?
What are you talking about?
Quite sure. But I do think it's time you and Miss Harrison got together. Julia?
Hello, Charles.
Well, you two obviously have a great deal to talk about. I'll be outside the door if you need me.
Will you sit down? How did you find me?
I looked for you.
Why?
Oh, Charles. I've been so worried and confused the last 4 days, I haven't been able to think straight.
What's the matter?
You drew £250,000 to pay Ritter in Hamburg.
But it has to be cash when we deal with Ritter.
I telephoned Hamburg, and Ritter hadn't heard from you. You weren't at the hotel, and I began to wonder.
Wonder what? If I was stealing the money. Oh, really?
Oh, Charles, please. please don't put it on a trust basis.
But it is a trust basis. Your father wasn't only my business partner, he's my best friend until the day he died.
So you've said quite often.
What does that mean?
Even if I'm not an active partner, Daddy's share of the business belongs to me. I have a right to know what's going on.
Well, ask me what you do want to know. I'll tell you.
Why aren't you in Hamburg? What are you doing in Baden-Baden?
I came here to see a certain Dr. Schreiber. He's been treating me lately.
Why? Are you ill?
I'm dying. Dr. Schreiber is one of the best cardiac specialists in Europe.
I had no idea. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. What are your other questions?
Oh, I'm so ashamed, really, am I?
No. No, go on. Half the business is yours. What do you want to know?
Where is the money?
It's absolutely safe. All of it. As a matter of fact,
He just collapsed. I think it's his heart.
Call the doctor. I'm Mr. Boyson's physician. Die Bahre, schnell.
Komm, schnell.
He is in a critical condition. Are you friends of his?
I'm not, but this young lady is, Doctor.
Are you Dr. Schreiber?
Yes. Mr. Boyson telephoned me. He complained of acute cardiac pain.
Could we come with you, please, Doctor?
No, I think better not. But you may telephone me tonight. Here's my card. You are?
Miss Harrison, Julia Harrison.
Thank you.
Get his clothes packed. You know, Miss Harrison, Mr. Boyson has been very ill for some time. Ready, Hans?
Yes.
Excuse me, I have to look after my patient.
Seriously suggesting he was carrying £250,000 in cash?
I'm almost positive.
That's why I'm almost positive there's no £250,000 here. I suppose Schreiber's blonde beauty could have put it in the suitcase. Julie, how long have you known Boyson?
Since I was a child.
Has he ever mentioned a heart condition before?
Never, why?
I have a feeling that heart attacks are fake.
You're not serious.
Yes, I am. It's all far too pat. Schreiber turning up right on cue.
But why? I mean, what's the point?
Boyson's planning to die, settle down in Switzerland with £250,000 and a new name.
Oh, no, I can't swallow that. It's ridiculous.
All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. Instead of phoning Schreiber tonight at the clinic, I'll drive you there. You can see Boyson and ask him face to face.
If this clinic is closing down, why suddenly do we take this patient Boyson?
He's a friend of Dr. Schreiber's.
It's the only one, then.
You talk too much, Helga. You ask too many questions.
Hans, I...
You are paid to keep quiet, huh? Huh? I'll see what to do, huh?
Good evening.
Good evening. May I help you?
Yes, we'd like to see Mr. Charles Boyson.
And your name, sir?
Mine's Templar. This is Miss Harrison.
One moment. Dr. Schreiber?
Yeah?
Mr. Templar and Miss Harrison to see Mr. Charles Boyson.
Send them in, please.
Would you like to go to Dr. Schreiber's office, please?
Thank you.
Good evening, Miss Harrison. I was about to call you. Good evening, Mr. Templar. Doctor.
How is Mr. Boyson, Doctor? I've been so worried.
I regret, Miss Harrison, I have bad news for you. Mr. Voisin died in the ambulance on the way here of acute cardiac enlargement and a cerebral accident.
Cerebral accident?
A hemorrhage of the brain.
I can't believe it.
I'm most terribly sorry, Miss Harrison. There was nothing I could do.
May we see him, please?
See him?
Yes, Doctor.
But you mean you wish to view the body?
That's exactly what I mean.
Simon, why?
I want to make sure Charles Voisin is dead.
Mr. Templar.
I want to see the body. Now, Doctor. For identification purposes.
Very well. Follow me. This way, please.
Julia? Well?
Miss Harrison, I'm really very sorry indeed.
Thank you.
Dr. Schreiber. Miss Harrison and Charles Voisin are old friends. They were also business partners.
Partners?
My father was his partner. I inherited 50% of the business.
I see. And?
Should like to examine his personal effects.
You mean his clothes?
No, just his briefcase.
Well, I see no harm in that. Of course, you can't take anything away. That would require the permission of the executors.
There's some correspondence that's quite important.
I see. Well, I'll get it then, if you'll excuse me.
Well, your theory about Charles faking death is quite wrong. He is dead.
And the only proof I'll have that this affair is genuine is if Schreiber comes back with the money. And he won't.
What do you mean? You think Schreiber killed him?
For £250,000, anything is possible.
Hey, Doctor, what we are doing is very dangerous. You must take it seriously.
Miss Harrison is a pleasant little fool. When she sees the briefcase, she'll go away. Now go and get it.
Simon, should we go to the police?
Unfortunately, in Baden-Baden, the police and I aren't on exactly friendly terms.
Why not?
I once played a little trick on Herr Inspector Gleason. He's never forgiven me. I wouldn't bother to open it. There's nothing in it. Thank you, Herr Doctor. You've been very helpful.
If there's anything else I can do?
Oh, you've done quite enough already. Julia?
Why have we stopped?
Sent in by Schreiber's story, not a word of it. Did you notice the safe in his office?
You think the money's in it?
There or somewhere else in the clinic. I'm going back to have a look. What time do you make it?
9:15.
All right, if I'm not back by 10, drive to the main police station in Baden-Baden, ask for Inspector Gleason. Don't tell him I'm in trouble or you think I need help.
Why?
Because he'd be delighted.
Well, what will I say?
Tell him I'm robbing the Schreiber clinic. That'll bring him in.
Hans? Yeah? Come to my office, please.
Ja, Herr Doctor?
I think we may have a visitor tonight.
Tonight?
That man Templar, who just left with Miss Harrison.
Yeah?
I don't think he was entirely convinced. See that the grounds are patrolled all night.
Umdrehen und Hände hoch. Kommen Sie mit.
Are you giving a party?
Ins Haus, los.
It's a very rude point with that thing.
Helga. Helga,
Herr Doktor.
have you checked on the train?
Ja, Herr Doktor. The Rhine Maiden Express departs Baden-Baden at 23:10.
Thank you. You may go home now. I shan't need you anymore tonight.
Thank you, Herr Doktor.
Helga,
Ja, Herr Doktor.
tell Hans to come to room number 7 now.
Can I do anything?
No, just do what I tell you and then go home.
Hans?
Ja?
Dr. Schreiber wants you at once. Room number 7.
Ich komme.
What's the want?
He didn't say. I've never told anything around here.
Good evening, gentlemen. Let me guess, you want me to make up a fourth at bridge.
Hans?
Nein, tu das nicht!
Go on, Hans.
Obviously, Mr. Voisin, the reports of your death are a little exaggerated.
Shoot him.
Before Ben Casey here knocks me off, would you satisfy my curiosity and tell me who our friend in the drawer is?
A laborer who died in a Baden-Baden hospital.
And how did he end up here?
I persuaded the widow for a small sum to donate her husband's body to medical research.
That's nice. And he gets buried as Charles Voisin.
Cremated. Saves all that post-mortem nonsense.
And the heart attack at the hotel?
Window dressing.
You're a very good actor.
Oh, no, the attack was genuine. Brought on by a new German drug. Counteracted later by an injection.
Very clever.
I think so.
To be quite blunt, I find your story very hard to believe. Why on earth should Simon Templar break into the Schreiber clinic?
Inspector, I'm sorry I lied to you.
Ah.
I was afraid if I told you the truth, you wouldn't come.
What is the truth?
A man named Charles Voisin has been murdered.
Indeed. By whom?
I think Dr. Schreiber.
With what motive?
£250,000.
Miss Harrison, your story is ridiculous and you're losing me a night's sleep.
Yeah?
Inspector Gleason, Baden-Baden Police.
Very good, Inspector.
So, you skip the country with £250,000, very conveniently die here in Baden-Baden. Then you assume a new, rich identity.
That, in a nutshell, is the idea. Now, is your curiosity completely satisfied, Mr. Templar?
Not quite.
Listen.
You expecting somebody?
No.
Who is it?
I don't know.
I do. It's my car, with Inspector Gleason of the Baden-Baden Police.
Police?
Nice chap, Gleason. Only has one fault. He reacts rather alarmingly to the sound of gunshots. He gets extremely curious.
Get rid of him.
But how?
Well, you know him. You can handle him. Get rid of him.
But if he wants to search the place?
He won't. Now, go on. Don't just stand there. I'll take care of Mr. Templar.
Hans?
I don't think Goldilocks is going to like that.
I know you by reputation, Mr. Templar. Now, get behind that table and put your hands flat on it. I warn you. Gleason or no Gleason, one move, and I shall shoot.
Good evening, Herr Inspector. What can I do for you?
Dr. Schreiber, I wonder if you could have a few words in your office.
But of course.
You find the situation amusing, Mr. Templar?
Frankly, yes.
Why?
Well, if one has to be killed, I can't think of a more suitable place.
I see your point.
Inspector, this is absolute nonsense. Mr. Voisin had nothing but a few clothes and a briefcase containing some business papers. And Miss Harrison saw those herself.
Did you?
Yes.
And Mr. Voisin's death certificate?
Right here.
What about Templar?
What about him? He came here together with Miss Harrison, and then they left again.
Inspector, can't you search the building? I'm positive Simon's here.
If you think for one moment that I'll allow 10 patients to be disturbed at this hour of the night just because an hysterical girl is making these ridiculous accusations...
They're not ridiculous. Charles had the money and you've got Simon in this house.
Inspector, may I have a word with you in private, please?
Would you excuse us, Miss Harrison?
He's going to try and twist everything I say.
Please! Wait outside. I'll join you in a moment.
Inspector, Miss Harrison is not well. In fact, she was once a patient here. Regrettably, I was unable to help her.
You mean she's a little bit...
Paramnesia and mythomania, remembering things that never happened. Acute anxiety state and emotional distortion brought on by tiredness and anemia.
Very sad. Well, thank you, Doctor, for your understanding.
Not at all, Inspector. I know you have a job to do.
Come, Miss Harrison.
You're not going to do anything?
Oh, we'll come back tomorrow after we've had a good night's rest.
Good night, Inspector.
Good night, Doctor.
Well, they've gone. Come, Hans.
Of course, I shall miss my home, but the best England can offer me now is a long prison term for embezzlement. They gone?
Yes.
Was it pleasant?
Yes, and he's now firmly convinced that poor Miss Harrison is on the verge of a complete mental breakdown.
Hold it. Poison, don't shoot.
If I may suggest.
A very good idea, Schreiber. Hans?
With pleasure. Be my guest, Mr. Templar.
Sweet dreams, Templar.
Please take my advice, Miss Harrison. Go to bed and have a good night.
I can't. I must find Simon.
I've known Mr. Templar for many years. He's a good friend, but a troublesome one. I'm quite sure he can take care of himself.
Why didn't you search the clinic?
Because, one, Dr. Schreiber is a respected citizen. Two, I have found absolutely nothing to substantiate your story. Now, please, go to bed.
You know, Schreiber, for 2 pins, I'd have my corpse sent back to England for burial, just to see how many of my so-called friends would turn up.
You're not in Switzerland yet.
I'm only about 3 hours away. Oh.
Hans is getting impatient.
And is terrified. So are you.
Does that surprise you? I'm giving up everything I've built up here since the war ended. I'm respected. I'm liked. I have friends.
Nobody has any friends in this world. One has acquaintances who want things.
I have friends, many of them.
And yet you want to get away.
I have to.
Now look, Schreiber. Like me, you're up to your neck in this. So you better do something about it.
You mean kill Templar?
Yes, I do. It wouldn't be the first time for you. All those medical experiments during the war.
I was forced to do these things.
War Crimes Commission doesn't think so. How close are they to finding you?
2 weeks, a month perhaps.
Then get on with it. I shall give Hans 50,000 pounds in Deutsche Marks the moment I cross the Swiss border.
Thank you. And goodbye, Royson.
Take my advice. Kill Templar. You could take my place in the crematorium.
I'll have to see.
You're a fool.
I'll phone for the doctor.
Wann fahren wir hoch?
In 2 Minuten. I will leave in 2 minutes.
See that we're not disturbed.
Of course, sir.
Dankeschön. Dankeschön.
Oh, Simon, I've been frantic. Are you all right?
Yes, okay now. I must try.
What have you found out?
Boyson isn't dead.
What? But we saw him.
It was a mask on somebody else.
But where is he now?
On a train, Baden-Baden station, leaving for Switzerland in 1 minute.
But we can't possibly catch him.
We might if we get to Offenburg. The train stops there at 12:30.
How far's that?
About 80 kilometers.
Well, Hans, we made it.
Yes, Mr. Boyson.
No, Ericsson, Hans. Arthur Ericsson. New name for new life. I'm now an English farmer of modest means, settling down to a quiet retirement in Switzerland.
Sam, you've been right about Charles all along. I only hope you're right about getting to Offenburg on time.
Well, if we don't, you can say goodbye to £250,000.
Why would Schreiber risk his reputation getting involved in something like this?
Imagine the pay's better than tonsillitis.
Simon, there's a train.
Swaying down for Offenburg.
Offenburg. Right on time.
All right?
Suppose I take the front half of the train and you take the back.
Yes, but if Rhine Boyson don't do anything, just meet me here in 10 minutes, okay?
Pardon?
Me?
What compartment are you in, sir?
I'm afraid I don't have one.
You have a reservation?
Nope.
Can I see your ticket, please?
I didn't have that either. I got on the train in rather a hurry.
I'm sorry, I have to report all your irregularities. Will you come with me?
Quite happy to buy my ticket.
But the first class section is full.
Well, actually, I'm looking for a couple of friends, men friends. One of them's tall and blonde, the other one has a dark moustache. You've seen them?
Oh, there's so many people. I don't remember.
Well, I'm sure I do. I will find them and they won't mind me sharing their compartment. Now, this should pay for the ticket, and that with the irregularities.
Thank you very much, sir. Good luck.
Good luck to you. Sorry to disturb.
Ja?
Mixed.
Lost fallen, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hans. Hans.
Huh?
I'll get me some more cigarettes. Stuart will have some. persistent, Julia.
Was she alone, Hans?
Yeah.
But how could she possibly know that
Templar. Is he with you?
Answer me, is Templar on this train?
No.
Then how are you on it? It has to be Templar.
But Dr. Schreiber...
Dr. Schreiber's a fool. He couldn't go through with it. Hans, go and get Templar. Otherwise you won't get a penny of the money. Go on.
I was looking for a couple of men, I'm sorry.
Where is he? Right, now there's a tunnel coming up. Which compartment's in? Which compartment's in? Come on, make up your mind! Come
Are you friends? Yes, he's not feeling too well, I'm afraid. Could you open the door? Yes, I do believe he's fainted.
If you hadn't interfered, Julia, the news of my death would have reached England and I should have been forgotten in a matter of weeks. As it is, I shall have to dispose of you. I shall be reaching the Rosenberg Bridge in about 2 minutes. That's where you're getting off.
I know you're in there!
How extraordinary.
Must be a foreigner, dear.
All right.
Didn't shut the window.
Miss Harrison, the official attitude is unchanged. As far as I'm concerned, this briefcase contains business papers and correspondence.
Thank you, Inspector.
What about Schreiber?
He and Hans have both been arrested.
Just about winds the case up.
Not quite.
What's this, a summons?
Yes, for leaving your car overnight at the Offenburg railway station, the finest 20 marks.
I think I can afford to pay that now, Simon.